Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and we're back with another episode of Castlevania, the penultimate episode, episode 9. It's interesting. I've been checking out a few other reactions to this season, and some of the criticisms currently being levied at the series, at the season overall, is that just hasn't been a lot of action this season, and I mean it's a fair criticism. They're not wrong. There hasn't been a whole lot of action this season, but the writing is just so good, so much better than last season that I find myself not minding it as much. I'm not usually put off by a lot of dialogue, right? I actually prefer that to actions to some extent. When there's a good balance, of course, that's usually the best, right? What makes it a bit more noticeable now is that this season, unlike the previous season, this is a bit longer. This is 10 episodes long. Season one, of course, was only 4 episodes, and season two only eight. So they doubled in number of episodes, but it was less noticeable in season one because we only had 4 episodes. In season two, you could tell that they were saving up all the budget for the last 2 episodes in season two, and they're following the same the same model here in season three. I do wish they they'd break the story up a bit, which it appears as though prior to the last episode, I thought that was what was happening, but now everything seems to be tied together in that Isaac, the creature in the priory, is one of Isaac's creatures, so everything is together. What I would have preferred if they'd done was to keep Isaac separate, at least for the time being, and they could resolve the Isaac, Carmilla, Hector issue somewhere along episode 5, and have some action there between Isaac and Carmilla and her vampires, and then we could do the setup for season 4 towards the end with the priory stuff. Because as it is now, it does somewhat feel as though this entire season is one big setup for season 4, right? Big revelation on the last episode, of course, is that the creature that's helping the priory monks open the portal to hell, the infinite corridor, is one of Isaac's creatures. Now, I said in the last episode, it's one of two things. Either there's some time, either we're following two different timelines, one in which Isaac he's further along, he's already conquered Styria, and he's using his creatures now to find a way to bring Dracula back, or this creature is doing it of its own accord, but it still has Isaac's will, right? As we've seen much of the creatures do. Even so he may not be directing it to do this, but the creature knows that that is his will, so it's carrying it out. So that's my theory so far. So one of two things: either a different timeline, or this creature is acting of its own accord. So, but definitely interested to see what will happen here. Of course, we have the situation with Lenore and Hector. She's now convinced him that she wishes to run away with him and leave her sisters, which we all know is just not true. This is obviously some way to manipulate him. I suspect she knows that they need him, but they also need to ensure that his army stays loyal to them. So I suspect she will say, okay, potentially create these night soldiers for us, give control to my sisters, or figure out some way for them to have control over his mastery of the night creatures that he can create. And if you do that, we can run away together and leave here, right? So she's continuing to manipulate him, and he's continuing to be an idiot and falling right for it. So if anything gets resolved this season, I do hope it is that we get to see the end of Hector. I do hope. I hope. All right, guys. That's it. Episode 9, guys. Let's check it out. We're still with the prairie monks. All right, they're about to launch their attack on the prairie now. It's too late. It's too late. Damn, the whole house. Everywhere that was marked. Come on, guys, do something. Don't just stand there.
My God. How are they doing that? Are they out there setting fires?
No, Judge.
Oh, it's the harvest. I just didn't see it.
Should have attacked during the day. Yeah, still not gonna make it easy. Goddamn fool, Hector. I mean, she is tempting, don't get me wrong, but still. Did Isaac go to the town or did he head straight for Styria? No, he went there. And who's this magician that's controlling all the people? Thorn crowns, like they placed on Jesus. A lot of biblical references this season. He's having fun. He needs them for material. I don't trust that lady. I don't trust that old magician from last episode. It can't be this easy. Alucard. This is just weird.
What's wrong?
What is up with these two? Ward. Okay. What is happening? I'm happy my man is getting a threesome, but I'm confused as hell. Come on, you guys need to get in there. Ah.
No.
Come on, Jermaine, what the hell? Wake up. Can he even fight? Why send Jermaine down there all by himself though? I don't know that he can do anything. It's weird. This creature was created by Isaac, but at the same time, it looks the key that Saint Germain uses to trap the infinite corridor. It looks like its eyes. So what's Isaac's connection to the infinite corridor? They open the gateway to hell. These guys are fighting back. Whoa. Either someone is now controlling their movement or there's more skill because he's losing creatures. Okay, everyone's getting laid today. Yeah, I don't think she could have warmed him. It would have been a lot more difficult than he thought it would be. He has to take the magician out, that's the only way. What the hell? He had this many people? I don't know. It seems like a lot for Isaac to take on his own. This is some powerful magic. Let's turn them as they fall. He's never created anything this huge before. Damn. Hector getting laid while everyone else is dying. How many of these monks are there? Can't fight and protect Saint Germain as well. Yeah. It's too late. All hell is broken loose. Is Dracula back already? I wasn't expecting that until like the last episode. How are these two things related? Ah. Well, he made it. That old hag, man. She didn't say anything about this shit. There are more of them in there. Should probably turn a few of them so they can help you in here. Damn it. Well, you guys freed them. Nice. But there's a giant demon inside. And it's not Dracula, at least I don't think. Or it could be. I don't think we ever saw Dracula's final form. But this could very well be Dracula, but the form that we never got to see because he gave up at the end. Cypher. Is she unconscious? Oh, okay. Focus, Trevor, focus. He has the advantage in the air. I feel like we're gonna lose Cypher. They've been doing all this. Oh, she got him. There's more than one of them. They've been doing all this talk of happiness throughout this season with Trevor and Cypher. I'm worried we'll lose someone, and I don't think it's gonna be Trevor. Alright, it's not over yet, guys. Drill. Is this what they were saving all the budget for? I still don't trust Taka and Sumi. This is all just some weird shit. I don't know. I don't trust them. God, how many guards does this guy have? That's the magician? Oh, shit. Come on, Isaac. Don't give in to it. And what was he even trying to build there? Come on, Isaac, stay strong. Yes. What the hell is this, man? Though it hardly seems like someone who's in control. Or is he just a puppet too? Well, you make use of them, you have a hell of an army. I would turn this one and have him tell you how the hell he did all of this. I don't trust him. Oh, God.
Be loyal to me. Please.
Yes.
Alucard.
Yes.
I don't care about Hector, man.
Please.
He deserves whatever is coming to him.
Please, Hector.
But I'm worried about Alucard.
I'll be loyal to you.
Oh, that's what the ring is for. Yep. The trail begins. Alucard. Eh. Hector deserves that. Time for Dracula to make his return. Is it him?
What the fuck is that?
Where are we? Yep. Looks like hell. Come on, Dracula. That's the house. That's his house that burned down. Yes, I knew it. All right, so now we know what they've been saving all the budget for. Sex. They've been saving all the budget this season for these two, for the threesome, for the sex scene with Hector and Lenore. That's what they've been saving this budget for, okay? That's why we haven't gotten a lot of action, so that we could get a lot of action this episode. Yeah, I mean, things definitely ramped up this episode. I'm not sure why Dracula's wife would be in hell. I'm not sure why she would be in hell. She wasn't a witch. But that may speak to the conversation that that Isaac had with that night creature that he brought back about why he was sent to hell, right? But he did say that he lied, which is why he went. She didn't lie, right? She continued to speak the truth and tell them, and they just didn't believe it. So I'm not sure why she would be in hell. Dracula, of course, you can understand why he's in hell, but Dracula's back. Dracula's back, guys. I mean, I said it from the very beginning that I knew this would happen. I knew Hector, and I theorized Hector and Isaac would be a part of it. It seems as though it's just Isaac, but there's still a piece of the picture that is missing, and that is how Isaac ties into this, because he doesn't appear to have any knowledge of this. I said earlier on that I was wondering whether or not there were two different timelines or something happening, because that's the only thing I can think of that could explain this. Right? Isaac is somewhere far off going to Styria. He has no idea what is happening here. I think if he did, he would want to be the one to do it. Right? He'd want to be the one to open that portal and be there to greet Dracula when he returns. So I don't know. What we're still missing a piece of that story. Isaac, of course, went to save the villagers, or essentially to get the mirror so that he can get to Styria. I'm not even sure if what that old hag told him is actually true. Maybe there is no mirror. Maybe she was, because I don't know. There's something, that old man, the magician who was controlling all these people, he didn't seem to have all his faculties about him. He didn't seem like someone who was in control and controlling all these people to build this tower. For what reason? So I get the feeling that the old hag is hiding something. What's her name? Miranda. I get the impression she's hiding something. If nothing else, Isaac now has enough people to build his army. The amount of people falling from the sky, that's some powerful magic, right? I thought Forge Masters were powerful, but this guy is powerful, and we've never seen Isaac create anything that huge before. He created this huge monster, huge night creature. We've never seen him do that. We've never seen him or Hector do anything like that before. But I guess that just suggests that the Forge Masters are a lot more powerful than they appear to be. Hopefully we get to see a lot more of that in the future, though. Yes, Hector and Lenore. As I suspected, this was a trap, and but it's interesting what she said about the ring, though. The story that she told Hector initially, that the ring is, that all four sisters wear the ring, and it's a symbol of their bond to each other. But if it is doing what it appears to be doing this episode, which is to control Hector and bind him to them, so it gives it, I wonder now, are these sisters really sisters in a way? Or are they being controlled by Carmilla in the same way that she's doing, that Lenore is now doing to Hector? Or someone controlling all four sisters? That's another theory. But Hector fell for it. I guess the good thing is he got laid before he got his freedom completely taken from him. And I'm curious to see how it works because I mean, I don't think they're turning him into. They can't be turning him into a vampire because only humans can do forge magic. Um, so it's just control, but I can't make him this mindless thing. I don't believe. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But clearly, he needed to say those words because she was pressing him to say those words that you belong to me. Just before she put the ring on his finger. So he does have to willingly say this. Can't force him to do it. He has to willingly say this, and while wearing the ring, and so he's now bound to her. Um, does this mean that Lenore is actually attempting a coup now that she has a Forge Master bound to her? Is she trying to take control of Styria for herself and betray her sisters? Or is this a part of their plan? I don't think she's betraying them. We haven't really seen anything to suggest that so far. I think she's just doing her job and doing it well. Not even doing it well. Hector is just an idiot. He's just an idiot to not see that. My only concern, I give zero shits about Hector. My only concern is about Alucard now. Um, Taka and Sumi, who I've suspected for quite some time, and Alucard is just too naive. But sometimes I forget he is. He said he grew up really fast, so he's not his current age, which in a weird way would make what they're doing to him, a sexual offense. Yeah, 'cause I think he's technically still a teenager. But uh, I don't know. They now have him bound and under their control. I think he attempted to use vampire magic to free himself, but it wouldn't work. So they clearly know what they're doing. And if they were this skilled, why wouldn't they have just done this to Cho in the first place? Are they working for someone else, or was their story actually true and they're trying to get Alucard so that they can use him to defend their homeland? Uh, Whatever the case, I guess like Hector, he got laid out of it, got the better of the two. He got a threesome. So I don't know. I don't think they will kill Alucard. I mean, Dracula's now back, so I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. Um, and I'm curious to know though why Dracula would even want to come back. I've been rooting for him to come back. Don't get me wrong, but um, he willingly let Alucard slay him because he realized the error of his ways. He realized what he was doing, and he was killing his own son because he was grieving, and he realized that in the end. If I'm down in hell chilling with my wife, I'm sorry. Why would I want to come back to this godforsaken earth? Why would Dracula even want to come back? But if he does come back, whoever these two are, Taka and Sumi, I think they've made a great error. They've made a grave error if they're going to be holding Dracula's son hostage. I don't see that working out too well for them, right? I mean, it was acting in the same way that Lenore's ring was working, so I'm wondering if somehow they'll be able to control Alucard. I don't know. A lot of questions. A lot of questions. But as I said before at the beginning of this, I do feel as though they could have done one of these storylines somewhere in the middle of the season, and then have the cliffhanger at the end with Dracula. To appease the people who are saying that this is there's just too much dialogue and not enough action, and it's a fair criticism, I have to say. I love the writing, I love the dialogue, but I don't think it was necessary to have all these storylines come to a conclusion at the very end. What happened to Alucard could have happened a few episodes sooner. What happened with Isaac and the battle between Isaac and the magician could have happened somewhere in the middle as well. That didn't need to happen at the end. At least I don't think so. It could, after they reveal whatever at the last episode, maybe things tie together somehow. But that battle could have been somewhere in the middle of the season, and then we get the rest at the end here. I know they were saving all that budget for all this sex scenes, but come on, guys, come on. All right, guys, that's it for episode 9. Be sure to post down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am that Dracula has now returned. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the finale.